learners, and welcome to a new ROS2 learning week. So welcome to this exciting week where we are going to be learning from the very basics from Linux and Python programming foundations to some more complex concepts related to ROS2. So this week is for everybody who wants to start learning ROS but doesn't know exactly how. So this week is ideal for this because, as I was saying, we are going to bring you from the very basics. You don't need to know anything to some basic knowledge related to ROS2, and we are going to be doing one class every day from Monday to Friday. We are going to keep building on top of the previous knowledge, and we are going to start today with some Linux foundations, which are very important not only for ROS2 developers but for almost any software developer. So yeah, welcome everybody, and let's get started with this. I'm going to already switch to my computer screen so that I can start seeing the chat messages. So let me go for that right now. There we go. All right. Where is my screen? Okay. Oop, sorry. All right, so let me come here where I should already see the chat. Hello everyone, very excited. Let me bring this here. Hello. All right, so yeah, these classes, all this learning week is an interactive week. All right, so please, if you have any questions, any comments, anything, you can write here in the chat, and I'm going to keep reading your messages and try to answer any questions that you have. All right, so so yeah, please make use of this chat whenever you feel it's necessary. All right, then yeah, Jayanta Data is saying, hello, I can find the project. Okay, that's a good comment, and you can't find the project because there is no project for today. Okay, so for the first day, we are going to be working directly on a course. Okay, today and tomorrow we are going to be working on a course directly, free courses, so that they are accessible fully for everybody. And also on from Wednesday on days 3, 4, and 5, then we are going to be working with projects, okay? But for today and tomorrow, we are not going to be working with projects, but we are going to be working directly on a course. And on which course, you might be asking? Well, obviously it's on the Linux for Robotics course, okay? So how to access this course? Very easy. All you have to do is to come here to the search bar, and you can type here Linux. And you are going to see here the Linux for, you should see Linux for Robotics course. There you go. Linux for Robotics course. Also, you can come here to the left menu, and inside the Learn section, if you go to the self-led courses also, you are going to be able to find these courses here. Yeah, the one that we are going to be working with today is the Linux for Robotics course. Okay, let me actually open the chat here in a second window, and I'm going to share the link just in case that somebody cannot find it. So let me do this. Let me open this in another tab. I can't. Okay. There we go. Okay, let me paste it here. Okay, it seems like the chat is not loading for some reason. Let me wait a few seconds. Okay, there we go. Okay. So let me see. Hello, excited. Will this series of lectures be uploaded online? Is asking Mitesh. Yes, So we are going to be, we are currently recording all these sessions, and they are going to be uploaded to our YouTube channel later. All right. So in case that you have to miss some part of the class, or you cannot attend to some of the classes, you are going to be able to watch them later in YouTube. Yep. Okay. Then everybody, right now, please go and open this Linux for Robotics course. Okay, I have shared the link here. Let me put it one more time. And let me remind you that these classes are practical, are practice-based, okay? So I don't want you to be there just listening to me and watching to what I am doing, but I want you to be practicing with me, yeah? So everybody is able to open this course, to access this course, and everybody is going to be able to reproduce everything that I'm going to be doing. Yeah, so I'm going to be explaining some things, running some commands, doing some exercises, and you can do all this with me. Yeah, and that is the purpose for these classes. All right, then yeah, let's get started. So once we are in the course, we can click on the Open Course button, and this is going to take us to the main course page, okay? It's going to take a few seconds to fully load, okay? And here I am in Unit 3, but probably for all of you, you are going to be taken directly to the introduction, to Unit 1, right? So let me know, please, in the chat, if everybody has been able to load the course, if you are inside the course page, like I am right here. Any problems accessing the course so far? I can see Sonia here is sharing the link to our YouTube channel where we are going to be uploading all these sessions. So any problems so far? Mitesh says no. Okay for me. All right, so what about all of you? I can see there is more than almost 50 people here. So what about your background? Do you have any previous experience working on Linux systems, or not at all? Maybe just a little bit. You are more of a Windows guys. So yes, says Drisa. No experience on Linux, says Cosema. Okay. A little experience on Linux, says Martin. Okay. Yes, but haven't used ROS to Jazzy. Only used Ubuntu, but not in a professional manner. A little of Ubuntu. Okay. Okay, so I can see a little bit of everything. Some experience in Linux, says Carlos. All right. So, yeah, it doesn't matter if you have some experience. If not, if you have some experience, probably you are going to be able to go over the course quickly. But if you don't have any experience, no worries, because we are going to be starting from the very beginning. Okay? Then, all right, so this is the main course page. I don't know if you have been in our platform earlier, but basically this is the course environment, okay? As you can see here in the left side, we have the notebook. Yeah, in the notebooks is where you are going to find all the explanations, codes, commands to execute, etc. So basically this is the notes that I'm going to be following in order to complete the course. Yeah, so in this case, what I'm going to be doing is to go more or less step by step over the course, okay, as if I was actually studying this course. Yeah. Then here we have the notebook. Here in the middle, in the top section, you can find a code editor. Yeah, this is a code editor where you are going to be able to create your own folders, files, edit code, etc. Okay. Down here you can see 4 different terminals. Yeah, these are regular Linux terminals where you can type commands, and we are going to be learning all these commands that you can type here and how to use these terminals to navigate through the Linux file system, etc. All right? And finally, here in the top right corner, you have a robot simulation. In this case, it's a BB-8 robot. And all our courses, included this one, we always try to apply everything that we are teaching to a robot. Yeah, in this case, this is a robot simulation. Also, in the last day, in Friday, we are going to be connecting actually to a real robot. And some of you are going to also have the opportunity to connect to a real robot. Yeah, all our courses, also the projects that we are going to be working with later this week, everything is based on a robot simulation, where to practice and where to apply everything that we are going to be learning. Okay? Also, you can arrange, you can maximize the windows, however you prefer to have them, okay? All right. Then, what's this course about? This course is about Linux and how to get some foundations, some basic knowledge about how to work with Linux systems. Why? Because ROS2, the main platform where ROS2 is based on is Linux. Okay, now for ROS2, also Windows systems are supported, but still most of the development that is made in ROS2 and in robotics is going to be based on a Linux system. Also, most of the robots out there actually have a Linux system installed inside them. Yeah, so this is why it is essential to learn how to work in a Linux system and what are the basic characteristics, what is the structure of a Linux system, etc. Yeah, this is a must. It is a must if you want to be a robotics developer in the future. All right. Now, this is the introduction unit where we introduce a little bit Linux. So as you can see, some of the things I have been already introducing. So the most of the robotics development around the world is done on Linux systems. Also, most of the robots run on Linux systems. Also, it is a very versatile operating system. It is also very secure compared to other systems, etc. Okay, but I'm going to skip actually this introductory unit because it is like the introduction to the course. You can go over it later if you want. And I'm going to actually go straight to the first unit, actually the second unit, which is the Linux Essentials. Yeah, so this is where actually the course materials start. So I'm going to skip the introduction because we only have 1 hour and I want to take the most out of this class. So let's move straight to the meat and bones of the course. So right now, let's all move to this chapter 2 of the course, which is titled Linux Essentials, okay? In order to go to this unit, you can click here in the unit management section and move and click directly in the unit 2, or you can click on this arrow also, and this is going to take you to the next unit, whatever you prefer. Okay, I'm going to go directly here. And basically what you are going to see is that the notebook here in the left side is going to change to unit number 2, Linux Essentials. Okay, so this is the where we are going to start from the course. Then, any questions so far, comments? Let me go quickly back to the chat. So far, so good. Some experience in Linux. Okay, I can see here Sonia is sharing the link to the Linux course. Okay, so far so good. Is everybody ready to get started? Everything worked fine, says Pierre. Okay. Okay, so Yes. Okay, so I assume that we are good to start. Then let's go for it. Sergi is asking, is the course going to be available later on? Yes, Sergi. So actually, this course, the Linux course, is completely free. And also the course that we are going to be doing, working on tomorrow, which is the Python for robotics, okay? Both courses, the one that we are going to be doing today and tomorrow, are completely free, 100% free. So they are going to be available. In fact, I'm going to start working on this course, but obviously we only have 1 hour, so I'm not going to have time to complete the whole course, okay? So I'm going to start the course with you, but when the class finishes, you are going to have some homework to do, which is to complete the course by your own, all right? So, yes, the course is completely free, then you are going to have access to this course even after the class finishes. And in fact, the homework that all of you are going to have is to complete this course if it's possible before tomorrow's class, because for tomorrow we are going to change to a different course, all right? Ready to go. I'm changing to Linux OS, perfect. Parves is asking, today you will teach ROS 2 or only intro of Linux? Today is only intro to Linux, Parves, okay? So the agenda is, today we are going to do introduction to Linux, tomorrow we are going to do introduction to Python programming, and then from Wednesday we are going to start with ROS 2. Okay? So that is the agenda. So yeah, maybe some of you already know about Linux, maybe some of you already know about Python, but this ROS 2 Learning Week, we want to make it available for everybody. Even if you have no experience at all, then you can join it. That's why we start with this introduction to Linux. ROS 2 will be free? Yes. So the ROS 2 class is going to be free also. I'm going to share the material with all of you for free. All right, then let's get started. Okay, so first of all, we need to do some setup. Yeah, very basic setup. This setup is just to download our repository, okay? Because this repository has some files that we are going to be doing along the course, all right? Then we are going to start by executing some commands here in order to set up, do this initial setup for our course files. Then in these Jupyter notebooks, as you can see here, you are going to find sometimes some commands like these ones. Yeah, with these instructions, execute in shell 1, okay? So this is a Linux command, actually, that we are going to be explaining in a moment, what this cd command is. But for now, all we have to do is to execute these commands. So what you can do very easily is to copy the command like this, or you can select it and copy it like this, whatever you prefer, and then you can paste it directly into the shell, into the terminal here, like this, yeah? And then to execute it, you press enter, okay? And we have to execute two commands in this case, this one and also this one. So again, I'm going to copy the command and execute it here in the terminal, yeah? And then after this second terminal command is executed, here, if you go to the code editor here and open the src folder, you are going to see that some files have appeared here, okay? For now, don't worry about this. We are going to be exploring them in a moment, okay? So for now, all you have to do is to execute these two commands in a terminal, in a shell, okay? Now, shells, I'm going to repeat it again, just in case there is someone new. Yeah, shells are these windows that you can see here, which there are also terminals in Windows and so on. But basically, this allows you to interact directly with the operating system. Okay, you can navigate through the file system, for instance, create files, remove files, copy files, edit files. Everything can be done through a shell, okay? In some cases, it's more convenient to use a graphical code editor, yeah, for instance, like for editing a program and so on, but it can also be done through a shell, yeah? Okay, then the most basic thing that you need to know about a Linux file system is how to navigate through the file system, yeah? Linux, any operating system, it is composed of many different files, folders, etc. Yeah, but basically all these forms a file system. Then the most basic operations that you need to know are in order to navigate this file system, okay? Which basically means being able to move through the files and folders of the system, in this case of the Linux system, okay? Then probably the most basic command for this is the cd command, yeah? This command that actually we have already executed. This command, the cd command, allows you to move to a specific path in the file system, yeah? For instance, in this case, what we are saying is, hey, I want to move to this path, yeah? And then we have a /, a folder, /, another folder, /, another folder, etc. And this way we move through the different folders of the file system, yeah? So, for instance, in this example here, that we can execute right now, we can copy and execute here in the shell, yeah? What we are doing is, okay, I want to go directly to the folder named src, which is the last in the path, passing through many different folders on its way. User, Catkin Workspace, src, Linux course files, move bb8 package, yeah? Which means that this src folder is inside this other folder, which is inside of this other folder, which at the same time is inside of this folder, etc., etc. Yeah? So basically, we are moving from a parent folder, which in this case, it's this home, and we are going inside subfolders until we reach the one that we want. Okay? Yeah? Now, for instance, it is also possible to move back one folder, doing cd 2 points, yeah? This command, it is a shortcut to say, okay, I want to move one folder up, yeah? And now, if you want to go back to the move bb8 package, you can just type cd move bb8 package. Oop. I need to change my keyboard to Spanish. Yeah, move bb8 package. Yeah, again, up. And a very important trick, not only for Linux, but also it's going to be very useful when we start working with ROS2, is that we can autocomplete the names, yeah? So I know that there is a folder here which is named move_bb8_package. So, for instance, you can type cd move, and without writing the full name of the folder, you can click on the tab key. And then if you click on the tab key, I'm going to do it right now, this is going to autocomplete the name of the folder. Yeah? Now, here, inside the src folder, which is the one that we wanted to go originally, which we can still go like this, cd src, inside here, we can execute the following command, yeah? Because inside this folder, we have some files that we are going to see in a moment how to see these files, but spoiler is with the ls command, yeah? So if you execute the ls command, this is another very important command that we are going to check in a moment. This is to list all the files and folders which are inside the current folder, okay? So inside the src folder, we have all these Python files here, in this case. And for instance, we can execute one of them, which is the bb8_keyboard, with the following command. Yeah, this is just to have some fun. Meanwhile, we are learning Linux. Yeah, we can right now execute this Python file, and this allows you to control the bb8 robot through the keyboard keys. Yeah, here you have all the specific keys. You can make this bigger if you want. Yeah, so if you press in the I key, the robot is going to move forward. If you press in the comma, the robot is going to move backward, etc. You have also all the instructions here. Yeah, this is like a kind of joystick, okay? So for instance, as you can see, by pressing the keyboard, right now I am pressing the different keys, you can move the robot around, rotate, turn, etc. Okay? So you can play a little bit with the robot if you want. Yeah? And then, okay, so let me stop 1 second here very briefly to explain that if some of you is aiming to be working in robotics, in a robotics company in 6 months, your opportunity is now and is here with the Robotics Developer Masterclass. Yeah, so we are about to start a new batch in the Robotics Developer Masterclass, which is a special program that we have been doing already for a couple of years. We've already had a couple hundreds of students enrolled into our masterclass, and this program is prepared to teach you everything you need to know, from the very basics to a quite complex topics related to robotics. But basically, this masterclass, the goal of this masterclass is to train you so that you are ready to work in robotics in 6 months. So if you are planning to change to a robotics career, or if you are planning to start a robotics career and start working in a robotics company, you have the best opportunity now with the Robotics Developer Masterclass. We have a new batch starting on September, on the beginning of September, in more or less 1 month. So yeah, very good opportunity for you. And let me tell you that for this ROS 2 Learning Week, for the people who is here, we have a special discount coupon of 100 euros off per month, which in total it's going to be several hundreds. Yeah, because this is 100 euros off per month, and the Robotics Developer Masterclass is a program which lasts for several months. So in the end, this is a very good discount. So yeah, great opportunity here for start. Sorry, for start your robotics career and be ready to start working in any robotics company around the world in a few months. All right? Okay, so with the proper introductions being made, let's go back to our course. And let me continue with another very important command, which is the pwd command, okay? This command is going to tell you at any moment where you are currently in the file system. For instance, if I execute right now the pwd command, I am going to receive here the exact place, the exact path in the file system where I am currently now, which is all this, yeah? So currently I am in this path inside the file system. Home, user, cacking workspace, SRC, etc., etc. Okay? Very interesting command, because when you are moving from one directory to another, at some moment you can get lost. So where am I right now? Yeah. So at any moment you can execute this command, and this is going to tell you exactly what is the path that you are currently at. All right. Here we have some more commands. I have already explained it. This one to move one folder up. And another interesting thing is that there is always a path in the file system which is known as home. Yeah, the home of your file system. Yeah. Then how is this represented? It is represented with this icon here that I don't know how it's named right now. Yeah, but basically you can. Let me write it here. It's let me see if I can get it. How it is. Okay, I cannot get it here now, but let me copy it from here. It's this one, okay? So at any moment, you can write this command, cd, and I don't know how this icon is said. Anybody in the chat knows what's the name of this icon? I don't remember now. Can somebody help me here? Tiddle. Tilde, tiddle. Okay. Okay, so this tilde icon is the equivalent to the home path in your file system. Yeah. So at any moment you can, for instance, type cd tiddle, and this is going to bring you to the home, which in this case we can see it is home user. Yeah. And for instance, if you want to go to the Catkin workspace, you can type cd home user Catkin workspace, or another way in which you can achieve the same, let me go back, is like this: cd tiddle / Catkin workspace. Okay? So this is another hint and trick for working with Linux systems. Okay? And then I have already been using it a little bit because it's a very, very essential command. It's the ls command. The command ls is used for seeing all the contents of a folder or directory. Yeah? So whenever you are in a folder, you can type the ls command in order to see the contents. For instance, right now I am inside the home user folder. Yeah. So inside this user folder, the contents are another folder, which is Catkin workspace. Now I'm going to go inside the Catkin workspace. And then if I want to know what files and folders are inside this Catkin workspace folder, I can type again the ls command. And then here I can see that inside this Catkin workspace, I have 3 different folders: build, devel, and src. So now I can go inside the src again. And you can always check the contents of a specific folder with the ls command. Okay? So probably these are the 2 most essential commands in order to work with a Linux file system. Yeah? First one is cd, and second one is ls. By the way, you can also type cd without anything else, and it's going to take you to the home folder. Okay? Another trick. But all these you are going to get used while working in Linux systems, okay? So, again, probably the 2 most essential commands for working in a Linux file system: cd, which allows you to move to any path in the system, and ls, which allows you to see the contents of a folder, okay? Now, I just told you that the ls command allows you to check the contents of a folder. But actually, this is not 100% true. So I have lied to you a little bit. Why? Because it allows you to see some of the contents. But in Linux, we have what is known as hidden folders or hidden files. And these ones are not displayed with ls. Yeah? So right now, if I ask you, what are the contents of the user folder? You would answer to me, well, inside the user folder, there is another folder named Catkin workspace. But actually, this is not 100% true, because inside here, we also have some hidden files and folders, okay? So how can we see these hidden files and folders? Well, for that, we can still use the ls command, but we need to add some arguments to the command, okay? For instance, for this, we can use the la. If we run this command, now, as you can see, the output changes a lot, right? From just one folder to seeing all this. We still can see the caching workspace here, but we have a bunch of other files and folders, okay? Yeah? And all of them have something in common, that they start with a dot before the name, yeah? So it's dot and then the name of the file or the folder. This is because files, hidden files and folders in Linux always start with a dot at the beginning of the name, okay? So all these are hidden files and folders, okay? Typically, these are files that are used for configuration, and usually they are automatically generated by other applications, yeah? So when you install some other applications, in the installation process, some hidden files and folders are going to be created, yeah? So typically, all this is created automatically, so it's not usual that you, as a user, are going to be creating a hidden file or folder, okay? You might have to edit one at some point. In fact, if you have some experience with ROS, you probably know about this bashrc file, which actually it is explained also later in this course. But yeah, so just keep in mind that there are also, in Linux systems, there exist these hidden files and folders. All right? Okay. And now, just to close with this ls command, but not only for this ls command, but actually for any Linux command, you can use the help option to see all the different options that the command has. For instance, if we run ls help, here, you are going to see all the different options that this command can accept. For instance, we can see the a argument, which says, do not ignore entries starting with dot. See? And you have many options for the ls command. And you can use at any moment this help option in order to get all the possibilities that a Linux command offers, okay? Yeah? For instance, for the cd command, also we can see the different options that it provides, okay? You have an explanation of the command, yeah? Change the shell working directory, and the options that the commands the command allows. Yeah. So far, so good. Let me have a look here at the chat. Mitesh was saying we can directly write just cd. Yep, exactly, yes. Ekin is asking, I cannot see Linux course files. I can only see cmake list txt file. Well, Ekin, that is probably because you have skipped this step here. Okay? At the very beginning of the unit, we have cloned this repository. Okay? We have gone to the src folder using the cd command, and then we have cloned this Linux course files repository. Yeah, so if you have not done these two steps, you are not going to have this. Is it recording to review later? Yes, Carlos. This is being recorded. Where can I get that PDF file? What PDF file are you talking about, Vidyut? Where can I find this unit? Ah, this unit is inside the Linux course. Okay? So you have to, just in case that somebody is late joining the class, okay? You have to go to the construct page, create an account if you don't have it, and then you have to go to the Linux for Robotics course, okay, which is a free course. You go to the Linux for Robotics course, and then you click on the open course, okay, and this is going to take you to the course page, which is where we are at, and currently we are in unit number 2, okay, Linux Essentials, unit number 2. This. Okay. All right, then let's keep advancing. Now, with these basic tools that we have just learned, we are going to use all these for this exercise, which is very simple. So, using all the new concepts introduced, find the Python file named move_bb8_forward_backward.py in your workspace or in your file system. Once you find it, execute it using the following command. Okay, so with all the tools, we want to look for a file named like this, right? So let me see. It is not inside home user, right? Let's go inside Kaken workspace. We can say that it's not here either. Now, we could go inside build and start looking for it here, but as I already know where it is, I'm going to just go straight to that one, okay? So inside the SRC folder, it is not here neither. So let me keep moving through the file system. Let me go inside Linux course files. Do we have it here? No. Okay, so let me keep advancing. Now I'm going to go inside this move bb8 package. And still not here. So let me go now inside the SRC folder. And finally here I am able to find this file. Yeah, move bb8 forward backward. There are fastest ways in which I can look for a specific file, but the exercise says with the new concepts introduced, okay? So we cannot use any more advanced tricks for now, okay? Now, once we find the file here, we can execute this command to run this Python file, and then this is just going to start moving the BB8 robot doing a forward movement and then backward movement, okay? What we are doing here is to execute basically Python files which contain ROS code inside, okay? For instance, if you are curious, you can use the code editor in order to open this file right now and see its contents, okay? And you are going to see a bunch of code here, which maybe you are going to understand if you have some experience, but if you don't have any experience with ROS, probably you are not going to understand, and that's okay, that's normal, okay? You are not meant to understand this code right now, okay? Tomorrow, when we go over the Python course, you are going to start understanding more, and by the end of the week, you are going to fully be able to understand what this code, what this program means, okay? But this is not the purpose of this course, that you understand this. This is why we are not explaining at all, yeah? So this is, all this is only used to practice these Linux concepts, okay? All right. So far we have seen how to navigate through the file system using the cd command, the ls command, etc. Now, the second step that we are going to be learning to is how to interact with the file system, okay? So how to actually change something in the file system. Now, the very first command that we are going to see is the command mkdir, which in Linux it is used to create a new folder, yeah? So, for instance, let's go to the home, which is home user, and instead of running this command, we can do a trick, like somebody was suggesting in the chat, which is, actually, you don't need to write all this to go to home user. You can just write cd, and you are going to go anyways to home user, okay? Now, here, we have the Kaken workspace folder. So what we are going to do is to use the mkdir command in order to create another folder, right? So let's copy and paste this command, mkdir my underscore folder. And now if you execute again ls, you are going to see a second folder here, yeah? Okay, so you have just learned how to create new folders in a Linux system. And now, of course, you can go inside your folder. And if you type ls to see what's inside, obviously there's going to be nothing because we have just created this folder, so right now it's empty. Then let's use another command, which is the touch command, in order to create a file inside this folder, yeah? So if we go inside this new folder, we can execute the following command, touch my file txt, and then this is going to create a new file, right? So now if we execute again the ls command, we can see that we have a new file created here, okay? Now, you can also see all this using the code editor here. Here you can see the my folder. Here you can see the new file that you have just created, my file txt. And if you open this file, you are going to see that it's empty, obviously, because we have just created this file, yeah? Now, you could use the code editor to start writing whatever here, okay? But, and usually, in most of the cases, you are going to be editing files using a code editor, like the one we have here, right? But you have to know that you can also edit a file using the terminal, using the shell, yeah? There are many, there are different programs that allow you to do this. Here, we are going to show the Vi visual editor, okay? Another one, very popular, for instance, is Nano, okay? But for this course, we are going to show Vi, how to very basically use Vi, yeah? Then here, you can use Vi, and then type the name of the file that you want to edit. And you are going to be brought to something like this, okay? Then, basically, Vi has two different modes, command and insert modes, yeah? The command mode, which is the default one, allows you to use commands in order to interact with the file. And the insert mode allows you to insert text into the file, okay? So, in order to change to the insert mode, for instance, because by default now we are in the command mode, we can type the I letter here. And you are going to see how down here the mode has changed to insert. Now, at this moment, I can start writing whatever I want in my file. Okay? And now, if we want to save the contents of this file, we can press the escape button and then 2 points WQ, okay? The W letter stands for write and the Q stands for quit, okay? You can try to quit directly, but then you are going to see the following message. No write since last change, which says, hey, there are some changes in the file. If you exit the file right now, you are going to lose them, yeah? So do you want to overwrite and quit anyways, or do you want to write them, okay? Then, if I just overwrite, which is done with the exclamation mark, with this, then nothing is going to be saved to my file. But instead, let me do the process again, write something here, and then write and quit. Then, as you can see, the contents are saved into my file. And if I access again my file, I'm going to see my contents here, okay? Just, this is not so important, you can practice if you want later, but just so that you know that it is possible, of course, to also edit files from the code editor, yeah? Now, we have a quick exercise here, which is meant to practice this, but instead, in order to go a bit faster, we are going to do a trick. So in this exercise, it says, inside the Linux course files folder, you downloaded at the beginning of the unit, create a new folder named my scripts. Okay, so this we can do it already. We have to go inside this path. Yeah, the full path should be home, Catkin workspace, SOC, Linux. So for instance, we can already copy this path and say, okay, cd and the path. And this is going to take us directly to this path. And then the exercise says, here, create a new folder named my scripts. Okay, so we already know how to do this. mkdir my scripts. There we go. Okay. Now, then, inside this new folder, my scripts, create a new file named movebb8 square. Okay, so we already know how to do this also. Then it says inside this new folder, which is my script, so we have to go inside the my scripts folder. Here, create a new file named like this. So we use the touch command to create this new file. There we go. And now, inside this file, paste the following contents, okay? So we could do this using vi, but instead, just to go faster, I think that we can do it directly with the code editor, okay? So let's locate our new file here in the code editor, which we are going to find it inside the my scripts folder, and here we have the new file that we have just created. We can open it by double-clicking, and then we are just going to copy the contents here from the notebook like this. We select everything, copy, go to the code editor and paste or Control B, which is the shortcut. And there we go, okay? So we should end up with a file with the following contents. Don't worry about the contents, okay? Don't worry about understanding this because right now it's not the purpose, yeah? So what we are practicing here is how to navigate through a Linux file system, move through different folders, create new files, edit files, etc. Okay? This is the purpose of the course so far. And then here, it is telling us, okay, so at the end, you should have a structure like the one below. Yeah, so we have the Linux course files with the my scripts folder, and inside the my scripts folder we have the movebb8 square pi file. Yeah, so here I have the movebb8 square file. Yeah, which is inside the my scripts folder, which is inside the Linux course files folder. Yeah, this is the structure that we should have right now. Okay? And then it says, okay, so now execute this command. So let me copy the command from the notebook and execute it. And this is going to give me an error. It says, couldn't find executable named movebb8 square pi below the following path: home, user, Catkin workspace, SOC, Linux course files, movebb8 package. Okay? So don't worry if you are getting this error, because as you can see, I am also getting this error, and this is because this is expected, okay? So it is planned that everybody runs into this error, okay? Now, this is a typical ROS error, as you can see here, which says ROS1, okay? This is actually not a Linux error, but it is a ROS error, okay? And basically, what this error says is that any ROS script that I want to execute from a package, which in this case is the movebb8 package, this is a ROS package, any script that I want to execute, like this, has to be inside the package, right? And in this case, the script that we are trying to execute, which is this one, is not inside the ROS package, which is this one, right? Actually, it's in the same level on a different folder, okay? Yeah? So in order to be able to execute this ROS Python program, I need to move this script inside the ROS package, which is this one here, yeah? And this is going to bring us to the next command, which is mv, which stands for move, yeah? This is the Linux command that allows you to move files or folders from one place to another, yeah? So, for instance, what we are going to do now is to move our script to the ROS package, inside the ROS package. So for this, let's go, first of all, to the path, which is the Linux course files folder, where we have then my scripts. Yeah? By the way, another thing that is not explicitly explained here, you don't need to be inside a specific folder in order to list the contents of the folder, okay? So you can also do something like this, for instance, ls my scripts, and then this is going to list the contents of the my scripts folder, yeah? Something like this, okay? Now, once we are here, what we are going to do is to execute the following command. Let me copy it and paste it here. It didn't copy it. Let me clear this. There we go. Yeah. MB, so move my scripts to move BBA package. So how this command works is how it is shown like this. Move, and then the first argument is the file or folder that we want to move, and the second argument, it is the destination, okay? So again, this command is saying, hey, I want to move the my scripts folder to the move BB8 package, yeah? So if I execute this, let me now actually execute it, you are going to see that the my scripts folder has disappeared from here. Why? Because we have moved it to the move BB8 package. So actually now if we check the contents of the move BB8 package, we are going to see that inside it we have our my scripts folder. All right? Yeah? And then we have also another command, which is the cp command, which is used to copy. Yeah? So this cp command allows you to copy a file or a folder, or multiples, from one location to another one. Yeah? So for instance, an example. Let's execute this command to go inside our my scripts folder, and here we are going to execute the following command. Cp move bb8 square.py, which is this file, into a new file, move bb8 square copy.py. Okay? So the structure of the command, we can see it is cp, and then first we specify the file or folder that we want to copy, and second we specify the name of the new file or folder. Okay? So if we do this, we are going to update the contents of my scripts folder from this to this. Yeah? So now we have a second file here, yeah, which is a copy of the move bb8 square.py. Yeah? In fact, if we go inside here and we check the contents, you're going to see that it is exactly the same. Yeah? So both files are exactly the same. Okay? Now, can we also copy a folder like this? So can I do, for instance, cd my scripts to my scripts copy? Can I copy a folder? The answer is yes, but not like this. Yeah? So the cp command works only for files. If you want to copy a folder, you have to actually specify a -r, cp -r, and then you can copy a folder. Yeah. So now if you execute this command, you are going to see that a new folder has been created, my scripts copy here. Yeah, which is a copy of the my scripts folder. Okay. So when you want to copy a folder, remember that you have to specify the -r. And this, of course, you can learn about all the different options with using the help attribute. Yeah. Here you can see all the different options. For instance, the -r, you are going to see that is used to copy directories. Okay. Yeah. And then before finishing, I think this is the last one. Yeah. So before finishing, we have one last command, which is rm, which stands for remove. Of course, in the same way that you can create files and folders, you can remove them. Yeah. So how to remove a file? Let's see. Very easy. For instance, let's go inside the my scripts folder, and here we are going to remove the copy file. And this is very, very basic. We just type the rm command and then the name of the file that we want to remove, which in this case it's move bb8 square copy. Yeah. So if we execute this command, you can see that the copy file has been removed. Again, I ask, can we also remove folders? The answer is yes, but if I try to remove this folder like this, again, I'm going to get an error. It says, hey, you cannot remove my scripts copy because this is a directory, this is a folder. So again, same thing as for the cp, for the copy command. If you want to remove a folder, you have to specify the -r. Yeah? And then with this, you are going to be able to delete, to remove a directory. Yeah? So as you can see, the directory has been removed. Okay. So now we have introduced many more commands, but also we have moved already our script inside the ROS package. So at this moment, we should be able to execute our ROS run command, right? And the answer is not yet. If we try to run the command now, we don't get the same error as before, yeah? If you remember the error that we were getting before, it was this one. Couldn't find the executable named move bb8 square below this path. So now we are not getting that error, but we are getting another one, which says, yeah, well, it says the same error, but it's specifying something. It says, found the following, but they are either not files or not executable. Yeah? So it is able to find the script, but he's saying this is either not a file or not executable. Does somebody know what this error message is related with? Anybody has an idea? Again, don't worry because this is an expected error, okay? So the course is planned so that you run into this error. But has somebody an idea of what this error message is saying? Let me have a look at the chat. Permission, says Drisa. We should make the pipe file executable. Exactly. So this is a permission issue, and the problem is that our file doesn't have execution permissions. Yeah. So actually, here we have the hint. The file is not executable. Okay. And actually, this is the topic that is explained in the next unit. So if we move into the next unit here, unit number 3, we are going to see that we start with permissions. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is to manually solve this error by myself with one command. Okay, let me do this. Gmod. okay? Like this, okay? Here I'm executed a command that is explained here, okay? But I'm not going to explain it. I will leave that for you. I just want to solve this exercise so that you can see that after this, now I can actually execute correctly my command, and this is going to start moving the robot in a square-like movement, okay? But now, if you want to learn what this command it is and what are permissions, how they work in Linux, you are going to have to continue this unit by yourself, okay? Because right now we have already consumed the hour of the class, okay? Actually, we are almost 10 minutes past the hour. So I have to finish my class, today's class here. But for all of you, this doesn't finish here, okay? So your homework is to finish by your own, okay? You have until tomorrow's class to finish the course, okay? There are only 2 more units remaining. This one, unit number 3 and unit number 4, okay? You have time to complete the units on your own and learn the rest of materials, okay? Because tomorrow we are going to start with a different course. Tomorrow we will start with the Python course, okay? So you should finish this course before tomorrow so that you get all the required foundations for how to work with Linux systems, okay? Yeah? Any more questions so far before we finish the class? Any more comments? Okay, I see that many of you already know some things here, okay? Ekin is asking, tomorrow same time? Yes, tomorrow the class is going to be at same time, 18 CET, okay? Cosema Python is asking, what are the limitations of ROS in Windows? Well, actually, ROS 1 doesn't work in Linux in Windows, okay? To start with, ROS 2 is supported in Windows. But actually I don't know how it works because I have never used ROS 2 in Windows, okay? In theory, it is supported, but and in theory, it should work okay. But let me tell you that 95% of people that develops that works with ROS and ROS 2 actually work with Linux, okay? Do we need, Mitesh is asking, do we need to build workspace after writing scripts in package? Not in this case, okay? Not in this case, but we are going to learn how to build a workspace when we start with ROS 2, okay? Arvin is asking, will we work on VBA tomorrow as well? Actually, I don't remember if we will. I think so, yes. I think we are going to be working with VBA tomorrow. But tomorrow we are going to be using other robots also. I think we are going to be working with a Turtlebot and others. Kailash is asking, is Python better for ROS 2 or C++ or both? I would say both, Kailash. It depends on the situation. I mean, there are many cases, but if I can give you a quick, basic, and general answer to that, I would tell you, usually Python is used in universities and for educational and research purposes, and C++ is used for industry, okay? When you need a much more optimal, effective performance, okay? But both are used in ROS 2 and are very extended, okay? Ruturaj is saying, one can use ROS 2 in Windows, but the packages are not always available. Okay, I don't know about that because, as I was saying, I have never used ROS 2 in Windows. if I want to build a basic robot maybe with LiDAR and ROS2, is this a good course? If you want to build a robot from scratch, I wouldn't say this is a good course. This is a good course if you want to learn how to program a basic robot with a LiDAR in ROS2, then yes. Okay, because through this week, we are going to learn from the very basics how to program a robot with ROS2, okay? But we are not going to teach how to build a robot, the hardware and so on, okay? So in that case, no. There are other courses for that. You can explore our academy, Carlos. Okay. All right, then I'm going to leave it here then. Thanks everybody for attending to this class. I hope that you enjoyed it. We are going to be back tomorrow with more. And through the whole week, we are going to be doing all these classes, 1 hour classes every day. Building from the very basics, like today with Linux and tomorrow with Python, until more complex ROS2 topics, such as how to program a basic robot with a LiDAR to perform obstacle avoidance. All right? Then I hope that I see all of you tomorrow also. And again, thanks again for attending to this class. I will see you tomorrow. And until then, keep pushing your ROS learning. Bye-bye.